Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning back into my channel. This is what's on my review table right now. I'm going to be reviewing them today, but they'll be in batches because depending on how long I'm spending on each particular figure, I don't want these reviews to be too long for you guys to see. So what's on my table right now that I'm going to be reviewing, that's going to be put out in batches, will be the 2 Transformers 5 Masters of the Universe figures and an Indiana Jones figure. So I'll just be reusing this introduction for the rest of his videos. So here we go. Faker from the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse from Mattel. I love how this figure looks, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Masterverse line is just fulfilling everything that I'm wanting from Masters of the Universe. And look at that face head sculpt. It looks so mean, and it's almost like the perfect He-Man figure portrait, right? I'm hoping they reuse this. Now, it's not like Filmation quality, but I think this is the best translation of the He-Man face so far. And then the paint job, you can see some shadowing on the torso. Really nice paint deco. This is just bare plastic, but the crossbones, it's got paint on the yellow and the maroon look. It's got a wash on the belt. Really, I want to wash on the belt, man. And look at those cuffs. And then some washing on the fur loincloth and here on the feet. Oh, it's got some wash on the hair too. Wow. As you know, I'm currently looking into the Mondo stuff, and I have to warn Mondo because right now Mattel is basically just killing it on these, and it's like scratching the itch that I have for getting Masters of the Universe figures, because these things are so well done for the price point, because they're like $20–$25 that I'm not afraid to play with them and move them or break them, because I can easily the value that they're presenting is good. Look at this redesign of the He-Man sword for Faker. I don't know who thought about this, but this was a really good idea. And again, it's got some sort of speckling, some sort of wash, silver wash going on. Really, really good idea to make these. I know I showed this already. To make these He-Man. Oh, it's asymmetrical. Look at that, the design of the axe. These He-Man weapons, and make them these technical renditions. It's gonna come with a closed fist, an open palm fist. Got the basic articulation of any Masters of the Universe. I love how they did this. They added these design to this figure. I love that they upgraded Faker again. I have a bunch of the other Fakers. I was never that satisfied, but I love that they went back onto Faker. So very, very well done, Mattel, on Faker. We're gonna go into Merman now. I already had the Merman previously. Wasn't sure if I was gonna get this just because of the head sculpt with the 2 open eyes, but you know what? I decided to get it, and it's okay. I love the fact that he's got this armor going on right now. Unlike the Faker, the most complex part of item that has a lot of paint is the chest, which makes it stand out more, because everything here is just bare plastic. Even though this is painted, it's still not as, I'm not gonna say detailed, but more complex on the chest where it seems to have some sort of wash going on. This one doesn't. It's still, this is bare plastic and it still has the gold paint, but it's not. But this one just seems more. Oh, and then this one, oh, it's translucent plastic inside. Okay, so that's glued into this one, so it's got the translucent look, and it makes it look more depth in going on to that crystal. So it's kind of like the same. It's like the same Merman that we've gotten before. So it's an okay figure. The sword's really good. I don't remember if we got this in the last one. Honestly, that Merman was kind of like blah to me. But weirdly enough, it's coming in with a lot of these hands. It's coming in with 2 extra pairs of hands. A gripping hand, 2 closed fisted hands, and 1 that's open to match the one that he is sporting on his left hand. So this is an okay figure. I'm glad to replace the Merman that we've gotten before, because this is what I picture with Merman. Seaweed action on the loincloth. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Grizzlor. Grizzlor, it's a Princess of Power figure, and I've never really watched Princess of Power, but this deco is just so awesome. Look at that face again. You've seen on my reviews, I always concentrate on the faces, whatever products there is, because that's what really catches me. Because most of the stuff, they're all reused anyway, right? So it's only in the faces, the portraits, that they really stand out the most. Look at that paint job. And this fangs is so mean looking. Kind of reminds me of the old Calabac from DC Universe, the design. The fur, I really love the fur. Oh, when mine came in, this was kind of crooked. What I did was I held on to this part, and it actually moves a little bit. So I was able, it was like, it's a little bit crooked, and I was able to straighten it out by doing this, and then I'm just like holding onto this and I'm moving it slowly, and it moved, thank goodness. So if yours came out crooked, you can do that too. The Hordak thing, I wish this was a little bit more detailed, because it's very, very soft detail over there, and it's in his chest, it stands out the most. So I really wish that was more sharper in detail. But other than that, I'm not sure. This might be a reuse of the Beastman figure, but I can't tell, so I don't care, because it looks awesome. It's got a wash on the loincloth as well. The armor is plain, it's just black and red, but it's a chest strap armor. Oh, it's got this one over here, nice. A shoulder strap. Then you have these details on the boots over here. Cowboy designs. Got the, I feel like with Masters of the Universe, you can just do a really quick paint app on it, some weathering, some washes, and it really will stand out, like really excellent. It's got this really weird crossbow action that I think it's gonna plug into his wrist. Yes, it does. So weird. I've never seen a complete episode of She-Ra. I think I saw the one where she got introduced, but so I don't know what's going on with that. Got these 2 hands over here. It's painted enough with fingernails, so it's really cool. They didn't bother to paint the inside, that's fine. Like I said, I feel like a little bit of wash will to make these paints stand out, and this would be so awesome. But also, I mean, like, already for the value that I paid for these, and I can't remember if this was a $25 one or a $35 one deluxe, but it's worth it. Worth it so much. Okay, so that's it for Grizzlor. Let's go to Clawful. What a Clawful figure. Look at that face. You can even see the nostrils a little bit painted. His nostrils are a little bit painted, so that's really nice. Really nice paint apps again. A little bit of wash in the armor. And that is armor because it seems like this is his main body. The skin does have a little bit of wash as well, as you can see. It's a bit two types of coloring over there. Not like a detailed wash where you can see like, you know, but that's okay because the sculpture of the body itself is providing whatever shadows that you might need. So just a different, makes it all the more pop out. I mean, like compare this to Merman. Merman doesn't have a lot of detail. Oh, look at that, different biceps. So it's not a reused body. But look, it doesn't have, Merman's plain. That's what I was complaining on a Merman. It's so plain. Look, this thing's got shadowing and everything. With Merman, there's nothing. So Merman really stands out very, very plain to me. Going back to He-Man, look at that. You know, it's under armor and everything, but still. And this thing is not like perfectly washed. But the fact that it's there gives it a hint, makes it stand out a little bit more. Again, then look at the thigh in this one. Again, two-tone, some sort of two-tone wash or just paint apps. That's all it is. That's all it takes. Makes it a little bit more varied, more intricate. This is just bare plastic, but still really, really nice, very shiny. And this got not okay. So it's not bare because I can see some wash going on over there. This claw makes me hungry. Really looks like a lobster. Articulated over there. Kind of loose on the elbow. This is kind of loose, but then this claw is actually articulated, so you can make it a little bit more. Hold on to that. Yeah, I love the paint scheme of this one. This basically, I don't need any more Clawful figures, however detailed it is, because this is, for the price point that I'm paying for this one, I'm very much satisfied with what this figure delivers. Very, very satisfied. Oh, and then let's see what it came with. This shield, just plain. It came with this harness. I almost forgot. It's got translucent stuff over there. And this one looks like maybe it's a shoulder thing, or it could be something on the wrist, and it came with this as well. So let's see. Interesting. Looks like I can just, it pops off easily but not too loose. Why is that there though? This part right here is kind of interesting. I'm assuming this is how it's supposed to go. Goes on his back. It's kind of loose, but not too loose. I wonder what this thing is. Maybe it was something that's supposed to have attached over there. And let's see what else. Oh, I know. Interesting how they did that. So I thought this was for some sort of weapon, but it's not. It's for that handlebar. So you just put it in here. Put this up like so to make it easy. I apologize. Sometimes it's gonna be out of camera, but I'm trying to remind myself to look at the phone to make sure we're in the middle. But sometimes I get distracted while playing with my toys. What can I say? I don't know how some of these reviewers do it, but they're so used to this. But this thing is such at an angle, so it makes it so much more harder to play with this thing. Okay, now that you have that, then you put this on and put this around the neck, and then that should clip on the back like so. Now it's more secure. The other one, it wasn't loose before, but now it's more secure. That's for sure. Oh, look at that. I completely changed this look to much more meaner. So much more meaner. So what is this for? Because these guys always have some sort of like this. I'm wondering, that shape of that, it doesn't conform. See, is this easy to remove? Not that easy. But I would assume it goes into this one rather than that. So I'm just wondering if it's like a bicep thing. Because see how it, see that also conforms to the shape of the bicep. So I think that goes like that. You guys are probably the same. I saw some reviews of this one. It was playing in the background, so it didn't really register in my brain. And I'm not looking at the box to make sure it's properly done. I'm just playing with it as on live right now. So that looks so cool, man. So freaking worth it. I really think some sort of paint application by somebody could like make this guy look top notch. The value, the playability, the fact that it's cheap enough you're not afraid. This is a little bit loose, looser than I would have wanted, but I'm okay with it. The range of articulation, man, if this thing was like twice the size, see, we're paying like $35. This one twice the size, $75. If it was 12 inches, man, I mean, like, but I mean, like the size I think the size is perfect. Price point is perfect because you're not losing too much space. Because now we have a lot of Masterverse now, right? So you're gonna use up a lot of space on your shelves. So I think the size is perfect, and it's detailed enough that if you really want to, you can paint it up, make it look premium. I've seen some really good people out there that can customize figures, and they do such a good job on it. Okay, I gotta put that down. Let's go on to Ram Man. 17 minutes, not bad. Ram Man, finally we get a Ram Man. I get a Ram Man on the Masterverse universe because I've been using the Motu Origins Ram Man. What do I think of this figure? It is smaller than the regular He-Man figure, so that's good. And it is wide. I just feel like it's not quite there. This, I knew this was gonna be rubbery because, you know, if you see something like that and this, you know it's gonna be a rubbery figure. And because you know this had to be articulated somehow. But when I saw the pictures in this one, I thought the reason why they did this rubbery thing was they were gonna put a spring in here, because I'm not much into the bending of this one, but I thought they were gonna do a spring-loaded action feature over here to simulate the old Ram Man, and then he'll be able to like boink, spring open. That's why I thought they had the rubbery thing there. So after seeing some reviews that's there just so I can bend this, that didn't. I was kind of disappointed in that, because I think Classics was able to pull this off and just having some joints showing, and in which case, you know, I would rather have it like that with the joints showing than having something like this where it's deformed easily. But anyway, so since he is on a different buck, we're gonna see what's going on with the articulation. I'm okay with it, but this is rubbery, so that's gonna degrade, and I would have been okay with degradation if it had the spring-loaded feature, but it doesn't have that. So that's a little bit of disappointment on my part. Not necessarily their fault. It's just I usually don't like to speculate on things, because when it doesn't happen, like, you know, disappointment comes in. But okay, this is kind of weird too. This is the other thing too about, and that's just, it's not just Mattel, but on other figures as well, is the ratchet points on any articulation. I really don't like it when they're that far. Look at that. It's already, you can't pose it because it's not straight. And the next one is that far off. So that means you have to bend them on the knee just to have them come up. But I do have those figures, those stands coming in. So, a nice wash on the torso. Very subtle, but it's there. This rubbery thing does feel like it's like leather. The face sculpt, I'm not too keen on. It does come with two other ones. I'm not familiar with this one, where it has this orange and visor look. And then this one's probably the most cooler one. I'm not familiar with this one as well. But this one, I feel like his face isn't wide enough. I don't know. And this has a wash a little bit. Like compared to Grizzlor, it just doesn't seem like a wow figure for me. It's more in between Grizzlor and Merman, is what I'm feeling. Merman is like an okay figure. This is still a good figure with all what it's coming out with, but I feel like it could have been something more. I don't know. Oh, and then I noticed there's no wash on the biceps, so that makes it look more plain. And I kind of feel like the same thing with the face. The face just doesn't have as much paint deco as the other ones, right? I feel like that's what's disappointing me. Like it's lacking compared to the ones. I mean, yeah, it's more like Merman. But it comes with, no, this, who did this come from? This must be Grizzlor's. So this is his axe. I was maybe if it had come with two of these. It does come with two of the fists over here, so you can put it on his hands. Nice grip. Very, very strong. Definitely needed a second one. And I could probably steal one from He-Man. I have a bunch of those. Like I said, I have a bunch of those. When He-Man went on sale, the first He-Man and the Faker, I have a bunch of them. So, this, oh, I remember somebody saying that you can't take this off. It certainly seems like it, because it also comes with this chest armor, which is kind of weird. I know it came with it, but the design of it looks so much like a villain's design that it's kind of weird that it's actually Ram Man's. So this one opens up like so, and from the review that I saw, and I'm sorry, I can't remember whose it was. You just open it up like that and put it on top of the existing armor. To make it look like that. And he went with this one, which I feel like that is the one that goes with this one. So now you do need this one because it ties in with this, the two-tone armor silver look. Definitely makes it more interesting. I just don't, yeah, that's kind of loose. I just don't think I'm going to display him like this, because it's not the classic Merman that I'm more familiar with. So it's a nice option. And even though this is small, it is kind of distracting. I could probably clean that off, so no big deal. the fact that this is loose, hold on. Okay, by pushing it down, you can kind of make it a little bit more stiffer. You do lose a little bit of the movement because of the design and how this neck is. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be displaying him with this as this version. And you can probably put this behind here. This is just not the classic Ram Man for me. And then pull this off. Having this option as a head is nice because you know, it gives us another option. I just don't know who this guy is. Or I just don't know this version of Ram Man, so it doesn't do anything for me. So this is like an extra accessory that I don't necessarily need. The other one was a cool look with the hidden mouth, but yeah, this is just not my Merman though. My Ram Man. So I'll probably take that off, put this original back on, which I am kind of disappointed because it doesn't seem like they did I would like this wider, more paint on the face, I suppose, just to, because the face is the one I'm always gravitating towards. And then there's no wash in the belt. It's just so weird that it's just that my eye just goes in there and I can see like, oh, what's wrong? Why am I not satisfied with this figure? And as you can see from this review, it's just like I can see now why. It's like there's nothing in here. It's too plain, too plain, too plain. So, you know, I think a wash here and there would definitely help this figure. So, not a total loss. But compared to the other ones, this one, and the Faker, compared to those, then it starts to stand out. So, value-wise, very, very happy with the Massiverse is coming on. I really hope that they'll continue expanding the line with more characters. I love that they did this. It's not a repaint. It's not just a repaint or a reuse. I love that they went back into the character and gave us a proper Faker. I love this one. Definitely love this one. Good job, Mattel. Good job, whoever's handling the account. Yeah, it's perfect. It's just perfect. So we'll move on to the next review.